Hello, everyone, and welcome to another hobby hangout. So this is basically, if you're brand new to this channel, this is where we do our hobbies. So we catch up on obviously recent events, board games, obviously Warhammer news, all that kind of good stuff, and obviously communicate with the chat. And yeah, get on with our hobby really. So today I am looking at starting at least to paint Goblin. So I don't know if you can see that quite well, but either way, it's from Marvel United. So yes, that's what I'm looking at painting tonight. It may be a slightly shorter stream than usual, but hey ho, you know, it is what it is. Matt and Sarah, Matt may not be joining, I'm not too sure. Sarah should be joining us as well, but again, we'll just have to play it by ear and yeah, see how it goes. The Night of Zen, evening. How are you, kind sir? By the way, Night of Zen, let us know again if you can hear the music, because I'm trying a slightly different feature this time. It's actually something that's brand new to StreamYard, who we're using at the moment. If you can hear the music, or whether it needs to increase a little bit, reduce, just let us know. That would be awesome. So yeah, and also to let us know what you're working on. That'd be cool. Alright, so let's get started. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Yeah, it's just a new feature that's obviously looking to try out for StreamYard. It's basically allows you just to play the music, obviously while streaming from StreamYard rather than from a third-party source or anything. So I figured I'd give them a go. Yeah, so let us know what you've been up to as well. I've had 2 games with Ideneth, which I've got to admit I'm quite enjoying. I'm quite enjoying the Ideneth. I had my first game against Sarah and her Gloomspite Gits, and then the second game was against Matt and his Soulblight. So yeah, both games very, very different, very different, but again, really good. And ended up winning both. Woohoo! I'm hoping to finish Skagrot tonight. Awesome. I haven't really had a chance to work on him since the last stream. No, honestly, preaching to the choir here. I have done 0 painting since the last stream. That's 2 weeks? 2 weeks now? So it has been some time. But yeah, so we've got, as I said, at the beginning, I'm looking to paint the Goblin, Green Goblin. Oh, there you go. So I'm looking to paint the Green Goblin tonight. And then, once I've done this guy, I'm going to start assembling my eels, which would be very cool. So, yeah, so I'm going to assemble the eels. I've got 2 units left to do. So once I've got those assembled, obviously that'll help out. There's a bit of variety for my army currently for Ideneth. But I've also got another mate, Josh, who's really into Kill Team. And he's been trying to get me into at least trying it and giving it a go. So I think with Kill Team, I'm going to lean towards obviously trying a game or 2, should I say? That's the correct way of saying it. Trying a game or 2, see how it goes, and if I like it, awesome. You know, then I'll be all for it. But as I said, Kill Team is something I've not tried before. But my mate Josh, he wants to give us a go, and I might even stream it or put something on the channel as well, just to see. See if it takes to anyone. So at this moment in time, as you know, I'm doing a lot of board game content, and that's going to only continue to grow. And obviously the Age of Sigmar stuff as well. Out of This World models and minis. Hello from, what was that? Massillon, Ohio. John, welcome to the chat. Welcome. Yes, we unfortunately we couldn't actually have one last week due to basically personal problems that just couldn't be avoided, so I had to cancel last week's. But yeah, so welcome to the chat. Matt and Sarah may join. They're not too sure just yet. So yeah, we'll see how far. I'll see whether they join or if they join. Finishing up Ragnar Blackmane. Awesome. That face is crazy. Yeah, Ragnar. Oh, so good. Evening all. Fax Painter. Welcome. I want to try Kill Team 2. There's a lively scene in London. Okay, cool. But I'm struggling for time. Yeah. Exactly that, my friend. Exactly that. Oh, yeah. Time is the word. Yeah, very much. Because, like, once a month we have a big Twilight Imperium game. A board game. Or roughly once a month. And then throughout the week, we try to get in AOS games. And then on top of that, we also have other board games throughout the week that I play with Sarah and others too. So yeah, it is what it is. Trying to find time for Kill Team as well, which I will give a go because again, Josh is obviously willing to front his army too. So I figured, yeah, let's give it a go. See how it goes. Oh, Sarah, welcome.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I hear you talking about me.
No, yeah. Your ears were burning. No, how's it going? Good?
Oh, it's alright.
Yeah.
I took a look at the new Massive Darkness video that you've got running up there now. Really nice photos of the miniatures. I was quite impressed with those.
Oh, that's what you get with the iPhone. Or the phone that we use.
Not from my iPhone though. These would have been very blurry on mine.
Oh dear. But no, honestly, to be honest, going through this, the miniatures look so damn good. I was speaking to a guy actually from, in the comments section of the video about the miniatures being used for D&D as well. There's so much potential. Other game systems too.
Oh yeah, like when you actually see what the full extent of the Massive Darkness monsters are, like even from the first Kickstarter and stuff, they're incredible. I mean, I could get some out, but I think what will probably be best is maybe one evening or something, when we're going to be doing like getting together on a Tuesday, I'll bring Massive Darkness round and we can have a game with them.
Yes.
But I'll bring
I'm waiting for
full Massive Darkness experience, and then you can have a look at the miniatures and stuff. I'll just bring like the base set and stuff first, though.
Yeah, of course.
All the miniatures, and then you can take pictures of all the miniatures and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. No, honestly, I can't wait. It's gonna be so cool. But no, I was just actually telling the folks just beforehand that about the games of Idoneth that I played as well. So the first two games I played. First one, full well, Sarah, what happened.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You drowned my goblins.
Yeah, pretty much. The second one is a vampire countdown. Well, it's the Soulblight's turn. So Matt actually brought his vampire lord on a zombie dragon, and he had his, I think the point was 1,180 each, bang on. So anyway, so he sunk a lot of points into that, which rightly so is like a terrifying thing to fight against. And long story short, he ended, because I've got a battle report ready. I'm just gonna have to, do editing and so on. But anyway, so long story short, he ended up flying his zombie dragon into my eels, wiped them out, and I was like, 4-up save, no rend, and all that stuff. But the amount of damage output is ridiculous. And anyway, so obviously that happened. And then I was like, right, strategy of the game now, what am I going to do? So I was like, let's do it. Threw everything I could do at the Vampire Lord. So my king went in, my shark went in, the Reavers obviously pew, 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 shooting all the arrows towards it. My thralls couldn't make the charge, even though I used the command point to try and get them in there, didn't make the charge. But I slain the Vampire Lord on a zombie dragon. The beginning of the second turn. So I had to strike first. So I basically threw everything at it with my basically everything that I had, my whole army near enough.
And the annoying thing is that if on the third turn you try to do a counter charge and attack in and stuff like that, everything has to strike first.
Well, I used the reverse tide this time around because I brought my tide.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so in the second turn I had to strike first, so I could take him on with that.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So, because I knew second turn would be in combat and I needed it. So, and I knew I was fighting against the zombie dragon. I was like, I need something. So, yeah, that was pretty chuffed with that one. So,
He really should have sunk his skeletons and zombies and stuff into you first and wore you down.
Well, it's first time using the list from that, and in all honesty, both of us, we did forget a few things throughout the whole game. So it's only bits, but either way, it's like it's still a great game. So bizarre because Matt's never used this kind of horde army before with his zombies, but his zombies did tear down my king. Got him into combat, and then there you go. And that 6-inch charge, oh not charge, that 6-inch piling. He's running his zombies, so it's 6 inches away, and then piling in. I was like,
yeah, because if you make the mistake of getting too close to his zombies are just like, we don't even need to charge. Let's all go. Let's all go give him a hug.
Exactly that, and that's what happened. It was just basically going through. So he killed my king, moved on to my shark. My shark had 2 runes left, so managed to flee, luckily, and then ended up capturing an objective, which was good because obviously maneuverability was really good. What else now? Some zombies came against my thralls, but my thralls actually held them up for 2 turns, which was because I brought them back. It was D3 plus 3, bringing back my thralls. So he was bringing back undead, I was bringing back my thralls. So it was just
souls
just like
flying all over the place.
Oh, yeah, it's so honestly, it was so good. And then, but yeah, so we ended up going to the 5th battle round, and yeah, it was a 4-2 victory. So it was a really good game though.
Yeah, they seem pretty tough.
The thing is, the minute he managed to get the very synergetic in terms of with obviously some of the heroes and stuff, because the thralls without that guy, or without a certain turn, or without being within range of the shipwreck, don't have the 5-up ward save, and therefore the paper 5. They have 5 save standard, which luckily in a way with zombies, they're 6 up, so 6 to hit. Mortal wounds kind of stuff is just it's terrifying, the amount of attacks that they get in. So I was just like, even when the tide was low tide, when I got cover, it didn't really matter. Mortal wounds are flying through. So it was that kind of thing where the 5-up wall save was handy, but again, I just couldn't really handle the amount of attacks coming and pressure from the zombies. It was just a tide. I managed to kill off 1 unit of zombies of 20 though. But this unit of 40,
I think it would be very, very different in a 2,000 point army, because, like with my goblins and stuff, the synergies in 1,000 points just weren't there.
No, it's true. Yeah.
I needed my full 2,000 points to really have all of the synergies that I wanted to have, like giving them extra attacks and stuff like that. Yeah. And keeping my my general and stuff like that safe behind the wall of fumes from the spore splatter fanatics would have been good. No, and having 10 fanatics floating around would have been nice as well.
Yeah. No, honestly, I get that fully, because even with like the synergy side, for me it was more the dragon. He also had unit of blood knights that came onto the board, and when the blood knights came onto the board, he charged them in. And then he's like, oh, it's the turn 2, in terms of like you strike first. You didn't realize he charged in. And then I was like, yeah, Matt, it's I'm going first. So obviously my thralls then, this is before the zombies, the thralls then, along with the reavers, shooting them and stuff like that. Well, on my turn afterwards, but ended up bringing down his blood knights. So it was good, but again, it's all circumstantial, like in terms of, like if you would have just held off. I
think being able to dictate that second turn or third turn strike first is really, really going to sway the game. Because if you're not prepared for that, you're going to lose a lot of units for that. Like it's even stronger than the Iron Jaws smashing and bashing, which admittedly they can do every single turn. But if they don't kill a unit, then they don't get to continue on attacking, whereas you get strike first on everything
for 1 turn. No, for 2 turns, because it's a battle round. Yeah.
Well, I know, but that's what I mean. Getting it on both turns of the battle round is pretty harsh. That is almost like you getting a double turn.
It is, but the thing is, though, again, what I've said is with this and how I've played it so far is with the Achillean King, pretty much keep him next to the eels with this point-sized game anyway. Keep him next to the eels along with the shark, and then give that bubble kind of thing for those guys dealing the damage, the heavy damage, heavy-duty stuff. And then with the thralls, they're more like a buffer line kind of thing. Obviously, deal out damage now and again and stuff. And then the Reavers obviously just shoot from a distance, and if that's how I've been playing it, just keeping them in like a little bubble within 18 inches of the gate of the soul render, I think it is. So at least I can try to bring them back if they're damaged, because at the end of the day they have a 5+ save. Granted, they have which is and 1 wound, so they will absolutely collapse if you don't get the circumstances right. So there is a lot of planning involved to try and get the circumstances right.
I would like to go 2,000 points list and go with my bone splitters against it. I'd love to see what they're like, because
in all
honesty, I'm kind of guessing that a lot of people are going to like those ones more than I think they're going to like the Lumineth. Because the Lumineth are really good with their magic spells and stuff like that, but the Ideneth look like they've got ungodly speed and combat abilities.
Yeah. They are looking good. I would say magic isn't great, in my opinion, from what I've seen. I think the Necromancer is a better mage, to be honest. And the ability in the magic items you could choose is pretty cool. I did choose this barnacle, a Brains Barnacle or something. It's a magic item, which in truth is good. But it's just I brought it just to see if we could get it off, and there's no chance really. So that was a waste. But in like 2,000 point, my 2,000 point Ideneth would be pretty much what you've seen already, plus the Leviathan and probably another unit of eels. That's about it. So unless they leave out the Leviathan, but the Leviathan again has that 12-inch bubble around it, which then allows me to, it's like +1 to my save, and also the Namati guys +1 to hit, I think it is as well. I need to double check that. But so it's basically it's like it's a moving castle pretty much. You're just moving along with the turtle because of obviously the drum being bashed and obviously the ripples in the water in the ether sea. It's kind of obviously helping me out. So I think that's going to have to be the plan of action really, is just to go along with the Leviathan and basically swim along in its wake and then try and protect it as much as possible whilst receiving the buffs.
Yeah,
obviously like the shooting, you can't shoot at it as long as you have a unit closer. If you have people surrounding it, then you can't shoot at the Leviathan because obviously you have to shoot the closest enemy unit.
So is it specifically shooting only? It's not targeting?
No, it's just I think it's just shooting, it says, yeah.
Okay.
Christopher, welcome. Hope you're doing well. So yeah. So two
I need
games,
to figure out how to defeat these, because I think these are going to be really hard for me to be able to deal with. I've already found that Maggotkin of Nurgle are really difficult to deal with because they've got turn-on-turn abilities as well.
All right, okay.
Like when you get to the point of you can't pile in, and a little Nurgling snags one side of your unit, there's nothing you can do. Only that one model can be in combat with the Nurglings, and you can't pile in at all. So you're not even allowed to change the formation of the unit that you're in. Nothing can move for the piling.
Wow.
And it makes it very, very easy for the Maggotkin to basically just pin you where they want you to be and get in position for an entire turn.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be interesting, really, because I've never fought against them, and I've been basically the guys I generally fight against are Stormcast and Khorne, the Bloodbound. I was in the Bloodbound Blades of Khorne. So they're the guys. I've got
Nurgle, we can play that as well. We can learn how annoying Nurgle is.
No doubt I would do eventually. But no, honestly, I think so far with the abilities, the fast moving, the saves, again, saves are decent on the Achillean guys with a 4+ save. The thralls have been good, but the minute I fight against those guys with 2 wounds, I'm like, meh. Which is just at the awkward point in the middle. But I think, and the Reaver, I'm impressed with the Reavers. I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I did like the Reavers. They were pretty good with their shooting and stuff, and the -1 rend. Having -1 rend on shooting is pretty good.
It is, and that's what I was saying to Matt before. I think everything's, all the new stuff's definitely having -1 rend. That's why I'm looking forward to the Ogres coming out.
Yeah, they're going to definitely have the rend ramped up on their weapons.
Christopher, loving Nurglings. I made 12 bases of them.
They should never be fielded in anything less than 15. But yeah, they're incredibly good. Nurglings are pretty annoying. Like, not just in the lore, but in what they can do. And they're having a couple of units of them screen a really big unit, or have them harass another unit to stop them from trying to move across the battlefield is pretty good.
I was going to say, I'm going to have to fight against them at some point, but I'll hold it off for as long as I can.
Oh no, not as long as I can. I can help it.
You just show up and say, "Oh, Nurgle, oh great." No, it's all
well,
good.
I've got 2k of them now. I've got 2k of them now to play. So I think the next time that we get together and have a game or something, I'll bring Massive Darkness, since, like you say, it is it is a nice little hot topic at the minute, with it being a new game out.
I mean, AOS isn't going anywhere. So.
One of the other days or something, we can have a game of Nurgle.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, to be honest, I'm up for that, definitely, because I just want to, even if I get absolutely creamed by them, I don't mind, just because it's trying out something new.
Well, I'll be trying Nurgle out for the first time this Sunday against Blades of Khorne. Okay. So it's going to be an interesting red versus green. I mean, Khorne is really going to want to get into me, but once they discover disease points, they're not going to want to stick around for too long.
All right.
Because what the disease points do is, every unit of Nurgle that you are within 3 inches of at the end of the movement phase, you gain a disease point for.
Right.
And any time that a Nurgle unit does a natural roll of 6 to hit you, you also gain a disease point up to a maximum of 7. And then at the end of the turn, in the battle shock phase, you roll a dice equal to the number of disease points that are on each unit, and for every 5 up, they get a mortal wound. And then those disease points tick down to 1, and the only way that you can remove the disease points from a unit once they've gained them is if they heal themselves. So if they don't heal, they're always going to have at least 1 disease point on that unit every single turn.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then you've got a sub-faction that has it so that a 5 up to hit puts a disease point onto enemies. You've also got one where you've got spells that can dish out disease points.
So, new stat-wise, what are they like?
They're not amazing.
Like save, all that
let me just get the book.
Yeah. Fax Painter, swarm type units completely denying a whole side of the field, while the rest of your army piles into the other side is good fun. I'm assuming for the controlling player there.
Well, it's a good thing. I think, like, it's one of the reasons why when I used to play Death Guard in 8th edition of 40k, that I used to put Nurglings in with like a little mini demon battalion with my Death Guard, because starting out on those objectives in the middle of the field with your Nurglings is great, because it forces your opponent's hand to say, right, I need to get those back to start scoring points. And then it's like the Death Guard are sat there going, yes, they're coming to us.
So I'm assuming, are these slow moving?
Death Guard are pretty slow moving, yeah.
They've got to have one weakness, right?
Yeah, so Plague Bearers, they move 4 inches. They've got a 6-up save with a 5-up ward save. 2 wounds, bravery 10 because they're demons. 1 attack, 4's to hit, 3's to wound. So, not amazing.
Yeah.
But if you manage to get one of the... which one is it? The Spoilpox Scrivenger. You can pick a friendly Plague Bearer host, and you can either give them add 1 to their attack characteristics, improve the rend on their weapons, or add 1 to their save rolls.
Okay.
And there's a spell as well that you can cast on them called Fleshy Abundance that gives them +1 to their wound characteristics, meaning that a unit of 30 Plague Bearers can become 90 wounds in a blob for 450 points with a 5-up ward save. That's like at least, I don't know, what you're thinking, like with the 6-up save, say like if it goes up against your -1 rend, so they don't get a save normally, but they get the 5-up ward save. So you're looking at a minimum of 120 wounds needed to kill that unit in 1 turn.
Jeez. I think I'll be playing the objective rather than trying to kill that unit.
Oh, you won't be killing that unit.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
good thing is as well, with them being demons, that they don't necessarily have to take battle shock. But if they at least suffer 1 loss, they can take a battle shock roll. So they'll be like bravery 9 when they're doing the roll. But anytime they roll a 1 during battle shock, they can bring back D3 models.
Okay.
So they have a way of bringing models back as well.
Yeah, obviously, which is always handy.
So it's great. The more you kill, the more might come back.
Yeah. More likely to bring some back. Well, they sound pretty cool.
You'll love them. You'll love them. Did you see the Rotbringer sorcerer that I kit bashed?
Is it on? Did you put it on Instagram?
I did, yeah. I've nicknamed him Shredder.
Love it. I don't know.
His cloak is purple.
Have you posted?
And his arm is silver.
Have you posted it recently?
Yeah, I think it's in like my last 6 or 7 posts, something like that.
Okay, no, I'll check it. I think I have. The name rings a bell, to be honest, when you said it. But just painting Goblin from the Green Goblin, should I say?
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel United.
Oh, tell you what, I've actually got the box on the way now.
Oh really? Nice.
Stuff, yeah. So hopefully it should be arriving anytime. Probably weekend, I reckon. Either early next week.
Yeah, mine's here right now, and it's
I saw
like
the picture, and I'm just jealous as hell.
I've got all the boxes stacked up on top of each other, and it's like up to my waist.
But yeah, and to be honest, this weekend I'm being able to, because what I've said to the wife is that I think this situation here, the mirror and makeup and all that stuff, that is going to be moved over here to this side. Then I'm going to move my cabinet with miniatures in and everything to the back wall over there. And then also I'm going to buy basically like a cabinet or like bookshelf or something where I can just store all the board games and everything. So it just makes a lot more sense, to be honest. Because at this point, having them there, I prefer to have them back there. Because at this moment in time, it just looks like I do makeup for a living. So.
Plot twist, it's not your wife that does the makeup tutorials.
Exactly.
Not just handy with a paintbrush.
Nope. Oh, Green Goblin, mate, what have you been painted? screw it. I'm going to do you all purple. You're going to be all purple, mate. Anyway, guys, in chat, let us know what you're working on. And I think we've had a few people mentioned so far. So we've had Out of This World models and minis. He's working on Ragnar Blackmane. Then we've got... Oh, sorry, Nights, I missed that. Managed to get Desert Lions onto the table, though lost to Necrons, but won my first Crusade game against Deathwatch. Ah, very cool.
Necrons are pretty hard to beat, I think.
So I've heard, anyway. Obviously, Sarah, you know more about that than I do, but...
The Death Guard aren't really made to take out large units of models, and when you've got a unit of 30 Necrons sat on an objective, you're not getting that unit off there anytime soon.
Right.
You just get, oh look, I'm down to the last 3 models. If I have another shooting phase, I can kill them all. And then the Necron Lord just goes, Orb of Resurrection.
So you're right.
And then you're staring down the barrel at like another 20 Necrons again.
So I'm assuming you like Necrons.
I do like Necrons. I've actually got them as one of my armies. I really like defensive armies in 40k that are more geared towards like objective control. I'm not an aggro player, and I'm not a shooting heavy player.
Yeah.
I.e., I don't play Tau or Eldar. Well, I've heard quite a few people complaining about the leaked rules of Tyranids.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. You're going to have to fill everyone in on the chat what's going on.
All you need to do to push a Tyranid player's buttons is go, Hive Guard. So basically, part of the Tyranid meta was 18 Hive Guard split up into 3 units of 6, hiding away at the back of the board with 3 Exocremes, which are basically artillery units. And the Hive Guard had this gun that could shoot without line of sight and was like -2 strength 8, something stupid like that.
Right.
And like anytime you got over onto that side of the board, you'd just be bombarded with shots from the Hive Guard, and it just wasn't a fun game to play. Because how the heck are you supposed to get those Hive Guard that are just hiding right there at the back? Your tanks are gone because the Exocremes get them. Any of your heavy troops, even your Terminators, when they get halfway across the board, they just get spammed with shots from the Hive Guard, and there's nothing you can do. It wasn't a very fun or interactive game to play.
Yeah, it's not great when that happens.
Should have just gone up against them in Necrons and just sent like 3 units of 30 Necrons against them. See how they like that.
So I do like the Necron more. I think it's fun. But then again, I am going off very old stuff or whatever I've heard on YouTube. I've not actually gone through the book yet. I've got the book. But...
I mean, I used to. I started collecting back when the first, when I think Necrons actually came out as an army.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Sisters of Battle, and I had like, if I could go back in time and slap myself for ever giving away any of my Warhammer models and stuff, I would.
Yeah.
Because I had the one of the old the metal Necrons that they gave away with White Dwarf. Same with like the old plastic Bretonians that they gave away on one of the magazines. Now that's something that I wish they would do now, is give away sample models or something like that.
Yeah. No, that's just true. I mean, it's funny. It's the only giveaway at this moment in time. Whenever I've been in store, the only thing they've given away is like a demonette or something.
Yeah, nothing too impressive. It's
Yeah.
whatever the model of the month is.
Yeah.
That gets given away.
In fact, I've still got a box actually. I've still got a Space Marine and a Demon in the box.
If anybody's wondering what I'm doing as well, I'm
Yeah, sorry.
putting together Kairos. I keep saying it like almost every single time that I'm on here. I'm doing Kairos. But yeah, this time I am. Hopefully this time I don't have any medical emergencies to attend to.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like last stream, I think I based all these, like the correct white. And then I haven't touched them since. So I've not painted anything for this is the first time for a week and a half I've touched anything.
Yeah, I've got my Troll Hag undercoated.
Okay, cool.
And I think I'm going to start painting that tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
After I get back. Well, yeah, I'm not going to paint it tonight. I've got to be in the office tomorrow, so early night tonight.
Fax Painter, waiting for a job to finish on my 3D printer. Sorry. Nice. What job are you doing? What model are you printing? Anyone remember Skulls? What is that?
Skulls?
What's this from? It's a job.
Not like those crazy bone things or something, are they?
No, he doesn't. Okay. I can live with that. I forgot what was on the printer. Skulls was the GW loyalty scheme. Really? Oh, actually, Skulls. How long are we talking? Because yeah, I'm assuming it must have been quite a while ago.
Yeah, I don't remember in my time playing Games Workshop stuff anyway about a loyalty scheme.
2000s. I was playing that. I mean, I've been playing for I don't know how long now. Over 15 years, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I took a break. I've only just come back in the last less than 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I took breaks, but it was 2 months, 4 months, 5 months kind of stuff, and then came back. 3rd edition. Oh, it's.
Yeah, definitely too old for me, that one. The last time I played 40k, I think, was at the beginning of 3rd edition when the Dark Eldar and Space Marine box set came out.
I was going to say, I'm just
was in New Army?
I'm just going to Google it. You know what? I think I do remember this. Obviously, remember. Looking at it, I remember it. Yeah, Skulls. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember it, actually. I never got involved in it, but I do remember it.
Not something for me, unfortunately.
I mean, it clearly didn't stick with me, but yeah. No, I do remember.
I just wasn't one of the cool kids at that point. It's like the Games Workshop around here, they were not very welcoming. That was my problem with them.
What was it? Sorry.
The Games Workshop crew that they had at the time wasn't very welcoming. A little bit
really?
elitist. Yeah.
It's not very good.
But I'm kind of glad that the whole community's changed now and like who's in store, because it used to be all people who knew each other, the older crowd, like the people in their 50s, 40s, stuff like that, all sat around having a joke together. And anytime anybody new came in, the boards were already taken. Nobody really wanted to learn, teach anybody how to play. Because when I had my one and only game of 3rd edition against somebody, I'd never read the rules, because at the time I was too young to be able to afford books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was a case of like every so often, once I'd got enough money, I would buy one box or something.
No, that's fair. I mean, to be honest, I went into the stores to buy things, but I never gamed there until I only started gaming there when I was probably early 20s. So I was already in the hobby for like 8 years or even longer. But it was mainly just playing games at home with my brother.
Well, at least you had an intelligent sibling. I couldn't even sit down to play Quest.
No, I was going to say, I mean, to be honest though, it's his patience for the game definitely got less and less over the years, and hence why he doesn't play it now. But he's just, he's not really into I've started to get him into board games a bit, but that's more his pace that he likes, is nothing too heavy in a sense. So I've been easing, it's funny, Sarah, I think I told you about it, easing him into the board game side of stuff.
Yeah.
So he's really enjoying it. It's like he loves Marvel United because it's quick pace, it's fun, it's themed, and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to, like, he would never get into AOS again, or Warhammer, should I say. But I think so. We tried Talisman Batman as well, which again he really liked. So yeah, we'll see where it takes us. I'm going to try Zombicide in the future, see if it's something that's tickles the old fancy, and then.
Well, if you're interested in trying that, you can borrow my set, because I'm not playing anytime soon.
So remember, you said you got a few, right?
Yeah, I've pretty much got all of the expansions and stuff for the medieval set. I just need people to play it. So if you've got a group that want to play it, I mean, I wouldn't mind coming round.
No, that for a fact, yeah.
And playing, being the hostess.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I was going to say, what I need to do is, have you got Invader or anything?
No, I don't. I've not got the futuristic or the modern one.
Okay.
If you're interested in a unique little spin on Zombicide as well, later on this year, the Wild West version is coming out.
Oh wow!
And that one looks pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't back it, but it looks interesting.
No, I'll be. That seems quite interesting. Yeah.
But I think the one that that you backed, that you would most get, that you would get the most use out of, is Marvel Zombies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Marvel Zombies. That's no full well. The guys will be all over that. And that is then. The community has definitely changed for the better. It was very clicky. Yeah. Well, again, I never really came across that as for obvious reasons, but I did. In all honesty, when I did, because I used to game in Chester and obviously Warrington as well and stuff, and definitely I did come across some folks who were like very much like they had their own group, and even if you walk by or anything like that, they were like, a bit standoffish kind of thing. So. Want to play BattleTech, but the box set is like rocking horse poop. BattleTech. What is BattleTech?
I think it's like the board game version of Mech Warrior, I think, if I've got it right.
I have to check that out. See what BattleTech. No, okay, so it's like what you call it, like Gundam Wing, or like kind of like Titans kind of thing. You're like big robots, is that right?
But I think it is based sort of like on Mech Warrior,
right?
The video game. I think anyway. You can correct me if I am very incorrect. But I heard a lot of people when 40k was going up in price, and there was all these crazy changes that were going to be happening to the format, that they were like, yeah, we're going to try and go to BattleTech now instead to get our little sci-fi rush.
Right. So progress update. I have. I think I've done all the purple. Might go over a few bits, but pretty much done a lot of the purple on this screen. Gobbo. It's funny. The rest of it isn't going to take too long. It's just browns, bit of silver, and needs to do obviously its hoverboard as well and stuff. But yeah, it's going all right so far. How's about you, Sarah? You just working your way through?
Yeah, Kairos is getting his heads now. He's finally getting his 2 heads.
Nice. Yeah, I need to start assembling my eels. I'm definitely going to do one with the I think it's Morsan or whatever they're called. But anyway, the one that are a bit more attacky on the charge. So I'm definitely going to get one.
Crazy idea.
Huh?
Mount all your eels.
Huh?
I said crazy idea, but mount all of your eels.
Mount all it. Alright, hold on. I'm just going to check. Come on, sir. Right. Oh, squeaky chair. I'm getting the book out now and have a quick look.
Do they have a variety of weapons then, the eels?
Yeah, so basically they have 2 different layouts. So the one that you've seen is the Ishlan Guard, which are, well, you've seen what they do. And so basically on the charge they have a 3+ save, and obviously no positive, no negative additions or amendments to obviously the save. And then it's Morsar Guard. So they are their Biovoltic Blast is once per battle round. After this unit makes the charge move, you can say that this unit will unleash its Biovoltic energy. If you do so, pick one. You can pick one enemy unit within 1 inch of this unit and roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in this unit. For each 4+, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. For each 6+, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Add 1 to the dice roll if the number of models in that enemy unit is greater than the number of models in this unit. So I'm assuming.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So if you're on the charge with that, and if I have a unit of 3, obviously more than likely I'm going to have less. So add 1 to the roll. So basically, on a 5+, I'll be doing D3 mortal wounds.
Oh no! Is it add +1 to the roll?
Oh yeah, sorry. It says add 1 to the roll. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd be doing the mortal wounds on a 3-up.
So 1 mortal wound on a 3-up, but then for each 6+. So
Yeah,
then
each 6+ is still
6+.
D3.
So 6+ is always just 6+, right?
Yes.
Right.
Because it specifically says on there. Does it say an unmodified roll?
For each 4+, so add 1 to the. No, I don't see anything about unmodified roll.
Okay, read it again. Read it again.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to skip all this other stuff. So each 4+, that's the enemy unit for each 4+, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. For each 6+, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds instead. Add 1 to the roll if the number of models in that enemy unit is greater than the number of models in this unit.
So it is a 5-up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So on a 3-up, it's going to do
1 mortal wound.
1 mortal wound. On a 5-up, it does D3 mortal wounds.
That's nuts. A unit of 6 of those can do a lot of damage.
Yeah. On the charge.
Well, actually, no, you wouldn't want to do that. You would want
because then you
2
want
units
less.
of 3.
Yeah.
So that you could charge them in twice and have that happen twice.
Yeah. Because obviously,
and is that in the charge phase that happens?
Yeah, after this unit makes the charge move. Yeah.
Damn. There's a lot of stuff that happens at the end of the charge phase that my Bone Splitter's War happening in the combat phase doesn't negate.
No, okay.
Well, not negate, sorry, but doesn't allow me to increase my ward save on.
Right.
Wow, they're a menace.
So what's about you can it'll be rolling. So it's a unit of 3. So obviously it'd be on a more likely 3-up than a 5-up D3 mortal wounds. So it's for me, I see it as good, but I don't know. If I had a unit of 6 charging in, I feel more comfortable rolling more dice. If you know what I mean, just to get those off. But again, unit 6.
So you're rolling a number of dice equal to the number of units in the eel unit.
I think it is. Let me just double read that. Actually, I think it is. Yeah, it says, and so basically, you can pick one enemy unit within 1 inch of this unit and roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in this unit. So after this unit makes a charge move, you can say this unit will unleash its biovoltaic energy. So it will be the unit of the eel.
Right. Okay. So it is only 3. So it's only 3 dice. Okay.
Yeah.
The issue that you've got there though is because they're in multiples of 3. When you put 6 into a unit, you're then having to do coherency, which means that you're not going to be able to get more than probably 4 into base combat within.
You have a 1 inch range, so it's going to have to be units of 3.
Which is why you want one of them to die, and then you can get the entire unit to just go in on without having to worry.
It's true, and so then it would be obviously a lot better in that way. But at the same time, I'm just like the the Ishlan Guard. They have a 4-up, like basically no rend kind of thing. 3-up on the charge. The eels automatically do D3 mortal wounds and not D3 mortal, so D3 wounds or damage, should I say. Hitting on 3s, wounded on 3s, -1 rend, 3 attacks. pretty good anyway. And the soldiers themselves, then they have 1 attack each, 3s, maximum rend, 1 damage, 3 up save on the charge. They're very tanky. But then the other eels are meant to be the ones that deal out the mortal wounds and the damage. So, and we've got 2 units of eels to assemble. That's why I'm definitely doing one as the Morsar guard. The other one, I'm not sure whether to do another Ishlan guard or do so be it the shield guys or the attacky guys in that sense. Because if I in tandem with the Leviathan, because the Leviathan gives +1 save, so then they have a 3 up save. But for the Ishlan guard, they only ever have a 4 up save, so they don't really benefit from the
because it can't be modified, can it?
Yeah.
That's at least the good thing about that, is that they basically have ethereal armor. So they can't benefit from it, because having a Leviathan with it, and then also going, I'm also going to give it all-out defense, a 2-up save that isn't affected by rend.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, no. So Fax Painter, epic 40k skill. Yeah, Mech Warrior is based on Battletech. He got his own cartoon in the 80s.
Oh, nice.
Alejandro, you know he's here, blah blah. We know the drill. Just pop in and say hi. Currently playing Necromunda with the boys. Oh, very cool. Hope you're having a great time.
Well, the most important question, Alejandro, is which clan? Which gang, sorry.
There you go.
The only correct answer is Escher.
Right, I'm gonna totally butcher this name, but hey! Go on, Sarah, can you try and pronounce that? Because I'm dyslexic, as you know, so... Guanara? Yeah, close. Hey, welcome to the chat. Let us know what you're working on, or if you're just chilling and enjoying the music, which I'm hoping you can hear. Nice. I think Night of Zen confirmed that music level's good.
And you also get to enjoy a lot of the cool content that we've got for the box openings and stuff, which we've done over the last couple of months. We've had a heck of a lot of box openings.
And we've got many, 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 many more to go. Which is awesome. I've started work on the Talisman Batman as well. So, taking stuff out, because I've obviously already played it, I've taken pictures. I'm going to obviously look to actually just do a bit of a chat on it, but I need to start doing some, review. We need to start doing some reviews as well, because we've done a lot of unboxing, so let's start doing some reviews soon.
Indeed we do.
Well, yeah, guys, let us know what you're working on as always. If anyone who's just joined, I am working on the Green Goblin. So let me just switch the camera. So I was working on the Green Goblin at the moment. Probably don't come out that well, but just done a lot of purple on him. And Sarah is assembling some birds, I think.
The greatest magician in Tzeentch. Speaking of birds, here we go. Odin the Ravens. The 2-headed master of sorcery, Kairos.
There you go. There you have it.
And do you remember when we were talking the other day about everybody in chat can weigh in on this if they play Age of Sigmar, what they think of the new Prime Hunters and Prime Targets that's come out with the new battle scroll update from GW. Because Kairos is on the hit list.
Oh. I started looking at that myself recently as well. I think all Sylvaneth are hunters.
They are indeed, yeah, because they are quite underperforming at the minute. In order to give them a bit of a boost, when they do play up against really powerful factions like Sons of Behemoth and stuff like that, they've got a much better chance of obtaining victory points via other methods, such as killing those units, instead of having to fight and force themselves towards the objectives, which I think is pretty good, because there's a lot of armies out there, especially like our boy Kairos here and Legion of the First Prince, that are pretty difficult to deal with if you're not playing a higher tier army. Same goes for like the Lumineth. The Wind Spirits have been put on there because they are so fast and they can take out heroes so quickly. It's silly.
Okay. And the wife's just joined. Hello! Kiki's joined the chat. No doubt in the job. Oh, Kiki, let us know, because after I got a job. But Kiki, let us know what you're watching. Is it Frasier? Big Bang? What is it? Green Goblin looks incredible. Oh, you. No bias there whatsoever. Yeah, so this weekend I'm going to look to do, look at the shelves and probably pop to IKEA. And
that's it. Yeah. You just go into IKEA and it's like, I'm looking for some shelves that are about this size by this size, and they go, it's like board games, do you?
Yeah, well, there you go. I've already got my tape measure. I've already started doing some measurements of what I need.
There's some really nice square shelves that you can get, which are pretty decent sizes for the for a lot of the board games.
I need some that are quite deep as well. You know, that obviously, because you know, there's going to be quite a lot of stuff that I want to try and obviously put in there. So you know.
Oh yeah, trust me, the ones that you can get from IKEA are pretty good.
Oh, okay, cool. That is Zen. I think it's a really clever way to balance the meta. Yeah, it's obviously going back to what we were talking before with the hunters and prey.
Because they're doing a much better job of like trying to balance armies and stuff. Like there's this. I've seen people throwing salt all over the place about different things, and some people have put like, oh, they think that the changes that they've done to the prime hunters and stuff like that. Loads of other things should have been going on there. Like they were saying, oh, Orlan Rangers or whatever they're called, the Sentinels or something for the Lumineth, going like, oh, they should be on there as well. And it's like, no, they shouldn't. I think the issue that some people don't get about the Sentinels and the Wardens is you have to take one unit to get the other, so they're quite expensive to have them both together.
Right.
And they're only like, I think they're 1 wound per model, so they're pretty easy to kill. Okay. And a lot of armies can just throw things straight at them and they just crumple like paper.
Well, let's be honest, Lumineth, have you actually used them much?
I haven't even assembled them. I bought them all when they first came out. They're still in boxes down there.
Because I remember seeing that you got it, you got the miniatures, so I thought you may have used them.
I've seen quite a few people playing them in tournaments and stuff, and
okay.
Like if you go with a ranged army against them, there's nothing much that they can do. The Lumineth need to be in like a 1-drop or a 2-drop in order to get the first turn, try and get their shooting attacks or their magic off before you can start doing anything to them. Right. But if you can go for a 1-drop and you've got like a ranged army, like I reckon Caradron are going to decimate them when they get their updates and stuff like that, because the ships will just go whoop, pop themselves down in front of wherever they need to be, unload everybody off, or just shoot them from the larger airships, and that's all of their ranged gone. And it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to kill my entire army just using Teclis and a couple of spear dudes.
Fair enough. So I literally don't know much about them whatsoever. I mean, I've heard things, but strategy-wise, I won't have a clue how they play. So in terms of like, if I was to go up against them, is it just in case? Well, so not saying we're going to do that anytime soon, but is it a case of like trying to keep my distance? Are they really good in combat or what?
You don't want to keep your distance purely because they have ranged magic that will do lots of mortal wounds. They've got their I can't remember what they call them. What is it? Sentinels?
Oh,
the Sentinels, which are the arrow boys.
Yeah.
And they have the ability of the lantern, so they can still see you even if you're behind cover, and they can shoot at you without penalty.
Okay.
So there's no hiding from them. The best way to deal with them is get on the board before they can pop their magic, where they're doing 5-ups to hit, deal mortal wounds, and charge them. So you would have a perfect army with the Ideneth that they can't target you if they're outside of 12 inches.
Yeah.
You could just sit back, go to claim the objectives. They would have to come towards you if they wanted to shoot. And then in your next turn, if you manage to get the next turn, you've got the ability to run and charge, so you just plow straight into them.
Yeah. Fair play.
And then in the third round, if you do manage to go first, or if you decide to use your Tidecaster and go strike first on the first one, slam everything into their front line, strike first, kill as much as you can, and what have they got left?
Right, okay. That's interesting.
But then just watch out for the ones that don't take Teclis, and they take the Wind Spirits, and the Wind Spirits will just jump right the way over your guys, go into your back line, shoot your heroes so that you've got none of the buffs and stuff, and then jump away again. And they're really difficult to deal with because they've got the winds. I think the Spirit of the Wind. I can't remember what his name is now. Severus, Spirit of the Wind.
Right.
When he gets within a certain range of a terrain piece, he can just basically go, that ability that you're giving you ward saves to all your units. It doesn't happen anymore now for the rest of the battle.
What?
Yeah. So, like anybody that kind of relies on their terrain pieces.
Well, even like Sylvaneth trees and stuff.
Yeah, Sylvaneth trees, Feculent Gnarlmaws, the Ossiarch Bone Reaper's big tower thingy, all just get shut off by Severus. He just says, that thing doesn't have any text anymore.
Calling BS on that.
Well, I can complain about them, but I'm going to run them. So, probably by the time that they've got their third battle tome out or something.
Well, they've already had 2. So.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't put it past Games Workshop that the Mysterious Order battle tome that they've got scheduled in for later on in the year is a 3rd edition Lumineth.
It'd be hilarious. I mean, obviously, you won't mind because obviously at the same time it's 3rd edition. Yeah, great stuff. You get, all the freshness of a new book, but at the same time, we've seen some books with that have been rushed or anything as well. It's like, is it the what do you call it? Oh, well, I suppose not rushed, but the Slaanesh guys. It's not Slaanesh. It's Slaanesh, where they had a book come out.
Slaanesh.
Yeah, where they were very, very good, and then now they're not so much. Been nerfed quite a bit, right?
Yeah, it was their ability to ramp up depravity points too quickly, and they could freely just summon in, like Keeper of Secrets. I'll have one of those. Demons and stuff. Yeah, we'll have some of those over there. You've just killed another Keeper of Secrets. Well, now I've got enough depravity points to bring another Keeper of Secrets. So hope you like killing a 3rd Keeper of Secrets.
Right.
And then they nerfed that, and then they were still good, so they nerfed them again. And now I think that they've just been point hiked out of usability, because I went up against somebody in a tournament who was using Hedonites of Slaanesh, and I honestly said to them, I said, is this all your army on the board because they had so few units.
Oh well. Yeah, not
Turn
very
2,
nice.
I was behind their back line with 2 of my boy units. And I think the guy lost something like 25 points to 5.
Oh, yeah.
He just lost. Like, he couldn't get across the board to my objectives. And my boys just got around the back of his to kill his Keeper of Secrets and take his backline objective. And I held both of the middle objectives. And there was nothing he could do.
That was it. Game over.
I honestly felt bad for him because going from my last game before lockdown, which was against the Heathen of Slaanesh, that was an absolutely terrible game where, again, like I was saying, I had to face off against 3 Keepers of Secrets.
Yeah.
And that was a hard-fought game, but this one against Heathenites of Slaanesh, it just didn't feel like there was enough models on the board to even compete.
Too much. Alejandro, also I passed my exams. Oh, well done. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's awesome news, that. Well done. More time for Warhammer now, is it? Oh. Exams done. Get painting.
Yeah.
No,
Best way to reward yourself is get some more models.
Yeah. No, honestly, well done. Well done on that. That's great news. Awesome.
I've got another game coming up this Saturday as well.
Oh, yeah?
Bone Splitters versus Bone Splitters.
Oh. You're going to have to let us know how that goes.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see what the other guy's list is.
Yeah.
I hope he's not copying me. My list is legit.
No. Well, yeah, you just have to. So when is that? Did you say it's Saturday?
Yes, this Saturday.
Yeah, it's got to let us know how you get on.
And then on Sunday, that's my Nurgle versus Khorne. So plenty of battle reports over the weekend.
Very cool. Yeah, I think this weekend I'm going to try. Well, I'm not committed to anything, but I'm going to try and do. I might even try and do the Talisman Batman vid, or like just the unboxing one for that. I want to do. And then basically the rest of the time is just assembling the shelves, probably, and if hopefully you get it and start moving, because there's a lot of stuff to clear out and move before I start building the bookcase.
But then you'll have that, like, look at the amount of space that I've got. I'm going to have to fill it with board games now.
Which is what I want. It's awesome. I mean, to be honest, at this moment in time, I've got board games to my right. And then I've got board games downstairs tucked away in cupboards. I'm like, I want to show them off because they're cool.
Oh yes, oh yes.
And it's just great to be in the environment. I just love coming in. Like, this is obviously like my hobby room. I love just coming in, and it's my haven. So to actually have the shelves there and everything would be pretty cool. Whether it'll happen this weekend, hopefully, but just have to see if find the right stuff.
Yeah, IKEA will be your best bet.
Yeah.
What do you think for Kairos? Do you think I should put the wings on first and paint them like that? Or should I paint the wings separately and then put them on?
I say separate.
Separate?
Yeah, I think you just get better, especially because wings can be such a focal point of like that kind of creature, of anything with wings. To be honest, I mean that's what I would do anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think if we were going around, it would be bits of a pain, where at least you can enjoy the process if it's separate. Okay, so I need to lighten these up a bit.
I think I might put them on. And then keep the heads separate.
Let's go for it.
And do the heads.
Do whatever's needed.
Let the stuff dry first before I decide to stick them on properly.
Yeah, so I think this, well, obviously apart from the X-Men stuff that's coming along, I've got the next 2 board games that I might. Oh, sorry about that. Put myself on mute whilst I move. Squeaky chair.
So you've got some other board games in mind already?
Yeah, just some ones which are kind of like easy going to an extent. So one of them is Game of Thrones Catan.
Okay.
So it looks kind of. I've played Catan a good number of times, and Game of Thrones Catan is again themed and a bit of fun, that kind of stuff. So, and I know the guys that I play with, like, I know they'll enjoy it because they all like Game of Thrones. Obviously, we all know what parts we don't like, but in terms of the actual theme as well. So it could work. We could give it a go, and then I want to get what was the other one now? Obviously, Zombicide is one I mentioned. But I was just debating which one. I was thinking again, a 2nd edition Zombicide.
If you're interested in that, remember I've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles expansion for it.
Awesome. So yeah, and then also I did actually mention to one of the guys about Aliens, the one that you brought around before.
Yes, the one that we will inevitably play again at some point.
Yeah, for sure, because that's going to be so cool. But yeah, so that's one of them which, again, I know that they all like Aliens, the film, so it could be something where, again, we may have more plays for that in the future if we were to have a game. So obviously like yourself, me, and then obviously near enough guaranteed one other, and possibly 2 depending. So we'll have to get well, to be honest, we could probably get more. I mean, we've got obviously Jono and Josh as well, but I don't think either of them have. Well, Jono I know hasn't seen Aliens, so that the concepts and the kind of flavour will be lost in him. I know.
We can't have anybody that hasn't seen Aliens.
Hasn't seen it. I know.
We need everybody to get the references.
Yeah, I'll purposely have him. I'll purposely go around this and say, you know what, should we just put Aliens on, and just have a movie night with him. And there you go.
And then we don't even need the sound on. We'll know the script already.
Yeah.
It's a shake and bake colony.
Well, it's when it's like going back to what I was saying before about Kill Team, with Josh has asked us to go around his and we'll have a game of Kill Team and stuff, and just to try it out. So again, if it's he's already got painted miniatures and enough teams for me just to pick up and obviously to roll some dice, see what I think. So I might give that a little go. And then if we were to ever do anything with that, I'm just going to buy like a unit of Imperial Guard and then just paint them up similar to like, obviously like Aliens kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So much different awesomeness with the heads and all that stuff. So
alternatively,
No.
You could always paint them like the
Starship
mobile
Troopers.
infantry from Starship Troopers.
Yeah. I did do that with my old 40k army that I had of Imperial Guard, Acadian guys. I did do the Starship Troopers theme. Obviously, don't have the army now because I sold them all. Ooh, hold on. Let me just zoom in a bit.
There's Kairos with his wings on.
No, man,
Quite an impressive model. I've got a bleeding scratch on my leg where his talon caught me.
Oh no! You're gonna change.
Yeah. I know. Time for a change. And then there's his two heads, which will eventually go on there. Once it's done. Yeah, figure it out.
There we are. Yeah.
It's two heads.
Such a cool model.
I've got his buddy Be'lakor down there as well. Another one who joined the hit list.
Oh dear. No, yeah. Such beasts of a model though. It's this, yeah. I don't know. What's your opinion on that about having? Also, I mean, when are you going to get around to Lumineth and all that kind of stuff as well, or don't you really mind at this moment in time?
I don't mind at this moment in time. Like the Nighthorn, I know they're getting a new book, so I'm really excited for them to get that.
Yeah.
And then I'll start playing my Nighthorn more.
Yeah.
My Maggotkin has got a new book. I'm fine. It's just come out. So I'm happy to start playing that. I've painted all my Stormcast, and I've got a book for that, so I can play all those. I can play my Iron Jaws, my Bone Splitters, because I've got the new book for that.
Fully done.
My Gits, I know for a fact that they're not going to be getting a Battle Tome this year, so I'm happy to play them with the current book.
Yeah.
And I have Slaves to Darkness as well, and Legion of the First Prince. So I can still use all these because I've made the majority of the models up. I've just not started painting them. But Lumineth, because of this whole thing with their second Battle Tome and stuff like that coming out, and then there's a secret order one, I don't want to build any of my stuff until that comes out.
Right, yeah. That's fair.
Because once they've announced what that other secret one is, if it's going to be like the Sylvaneth or something like that,
it could be Malarian, right?
It
could be Malarian, the Dark Elves. Secrets in the shadows.
Well, I don't know. If they were going to be doing like a brand new army, I think they would have given us some more clues by now.
Of a hint. It could be the whole thing around it about being in the realm of shadow and all that stuff. Could be completely wrong, but it'd be interesting.
Well, this year as well, after I think the Nighthaunt come out, I think that's around the time that we should be getting into season 2 of the match play game, because Gur was supposed to be the first season.
All right.
So I don't know what the next season is going to be. Potentially, if it is going to be set in the realm of shadows like Harrowdeep is, perhaps the Order Battle Tome is going to be Shadow Elves.
Which would be interesting, because for me, that again, Malarian, was Malekith, but that would be interesting. I'd have to contemplate. But then again, I'll be like, ooh, I've got Sylvaneth, and I've got Ideneth. I was just missing Lumineth, and then I'll...
Yeah, like what would somebody mentioned a name that they would be given.
It's gonna be Umbraneth. Umbraneth, yeah. And see, they're saying he's keen, dishing out wounds before he's even assembled.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have that scar just to remember it. What happened there? Oh, that was back when I was assembling Kairos.
Permanently changed.
Yeah. I wanted to use my clippers on him, but he had other plans.
That is then Umbraneth. Yeah, that's right.
But it's really interesting the fact that they have been included in a lot of the lore, especially with the Lumineth, about what they've done with like Marathi and stuff like that. They've formed like little alliances with them in order to try and keep the greater demon of Slaanesh held within their prison in the weird sort of like twilight realm between light and dark.
Yeah. It's going to be, the relationships are going to be interesting. I'm going to find it interesting from a lore point of view as well, just because I know a hell of a lot about Malekith and Marathi. So I'm quite intrigued to see what their relationship's going to be like.
Yeah, because if they're going to be like a separate race, I kind of hope that they rechange the type of relationship which Lumineth have with Ideneth at the minute, because Teclis really doesn't like them, but I think in the battle tome it said that they can't be allied together, but then in the Coalition of War they made it so that they were allies. So it's like, do they like each other or not? Like, pick a path.
And Teclis is just having his moments.
I created you, I can unmake you. Splashing water on him like, no, get away with your soul water.
Oh, well, he's coming along. To be honest, not too many colours involved, which is nice. Belt buckle. Okay, and there's some lovely silver on that. Just cut you down. Oh, yes.
What happened to Matt tonight, by the way?
His kids.
Ah. Say no more, say no more.
Yeah. Every, it's the reason why you have kids, really, isn't it?
Just so you have excuses not to do streams.
Pretty much. Not streams, just anything. People have kids. Prove me wrong. I just basically I just had a visit from my sister and my nephew, so they shut off a bit earlier.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that they were supposed to be visiting or something.
Yeah, it's basically my sister was visiting, was basically had a meal and obviously caught up because we haven't seen each other for a little while, and then it's good as well seeing my nephew, which is cool.
Is she not in the group of board game enthusiasts?
No. The husband is, brother-in-law. He's the guy that I see him more than my sister.
Oh, okay.
For that very reason. Right. Is that sister? Right. So you ain't got the same hobbies and interests as me, right? That's it. I'm not seeing you ever again.
We're not related.
We're not related. No. No, it's just been an extremely busy period of time for both of us. So, and she obviously doesn't do the hobby side of stuff either. So it's so it's just good having a good catch up.
Kairos is falling over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because again, when Matt's Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon took down my eels, he had +1 wound as well. So he had 15 wounds. It's part of their ability thing. So it was just it was an epic moment.
one of the people that I went up against with the zombie dragon, I tagged him when I did a piling move, just to bait him into attacking, and he decided, you know what, I will move in, and fluffed all of his attacks. So I piled in again in his turn, and ended up killing him.
Oh wow, nice.
Those -2 rend on the Gore Grunters are insane.
That's awesome.
It's like, how can we make this unit even more destructive? Oh, I know. We could reduce the points on them. No, let's give them an extra rend to all of their weapons. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll do that. And on the turn that they use their Wa, they also get an additional rend, making it -3. Yeah, that'll be great.
Sounds good. Yeah. To be honest, with mine, it literally was the very final wound that slayed the dragon. Again, he's already dead because he's a zombie dragon. But yeah, I think it was one of those moments in games when you just lose your shit kind of stuff. I was like, come on, yeah, in your face.
See, I had the opposite moments where I was going to lose my shit because my fanatics did absolutely nothing, and then then you just squashed them like they were nothing.
The shark's tail or whatever it was. I
was like, yeah, they got all the way across the board and they charged into your heroes. Well, they're -1 to hit. What?
Yeah. But no, obviously I wasn't that obnoxious about it, but at the same time, I did share a bit though, of course. You'll probably see it in the video. It's hilarious.
They were good matches though. I think has it made you a lot more confident in the army as a whole?
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm actually pretty happy with the way they play, because I do like a bit of finesse, I do like a bit of shenanigans now and again, but also a bit of thinking involved. But there are times where I just like my ogres. When you just just go across. If I just need an easy game because I'm already, brain's already fried kind of thing, and just like, right, not much. It's still obviously a bit of thought process, but it's pretty much let's just go at you kind of stuff.
But I like that they've got so many combat tricks available to them.
Yeah. No, you know what's helped me out actually a lot for this Identity, and probably helped me out even more with Sylvaneth eventually. Because when me and Matt game probably once a month, once every 2 months or something. So probably it used to be like once a week, and then obviously things happened, and it's basically like once a month, once every 2 months, and then so during those breaks in between, obviously I wasn't gaming, I wasn't doing any board gaming or anything like that, and then obviously then I go back to the book again. I'm like, right, what am I doing again? And then so learning a brand new, especially so many armies, learning brand new armies. But because I've got in between these games now, obviously I'm fulfilling my life with board games and everything, all the weird and wonderful board games, which I absolutely love now. Like, it's awesome. So now I've got all this, and I'm also having to read rules and adapt and do other stuff. That's actually helped me out a lot with my Ideneth, because I'm not like starting from, I'm always like kind of got that strategic brain on, because of obviously reading these other rule books, understanding like obviously things how they're written in games, and obviously being a bit of tactics and other bits. So it does help me out a lot with especially playing Ideneth, because obviously going to those once every 2 months will be pretty tricky to try and ensure that I'm doing the right things and all that as well. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think having I'm feeling pretty confident with them, in the sense of like, how they play, all that kind of stuff. Granted, I've only had 2 games, so can't really, say too much about them just yet. I think, but so far so good.
I mean, I'm worried about coming up against them. I thought, those combat tricks can't be that good, and then strike first in the turn that I really needed to kill some of your stuff.
Yeah.
And then you managing to kill my Fungoid Shaman with his
Oh,
4
yeah.
ward save.
Yeah. Is that my thralls that did that?
No, that was your eels. It was 2
Oh, it was the
eels.
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah. So I brought, because I had 1 eel left, and then I used rally, wasn't it, to bring back the other eel towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
No, I think we have other words for that.
It just reminds me of when we played Twilight Imperium though as well. That's a bit of thinking. It's over like 7 out of 6 hours or whatever. But yeah, Twilight Imperium is like you know what I'm like. I just love stirring the pot a bit, just having basically I'm all mouth. I'm just having a good fun, having banter, and that's about it. And then, but sometimes it's like last game was against Jono and Josh, and they both had me cornered, and I was like, and then they're doing like trade and all this stuff with each other, and I was like, clearly there's an alliance going on here. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious. And then, so obviously we ended up speaking to them individually whilst we did our diary moments, and then, yeah, it was interesting because then all of a sudden I was cornered, and then all of a sudden Jono researched the Warsun, and then because he traded with Josh to have because Jono went with the Jolnar faction, the University of Jolnar, the research people, that Jono gave obviously his card over to Josh, so then Josh can research any tech for free, and once it's used then he has to give the card back. So of course he researched the Warsun as well. So then all of a sudden on my border I had a Warsun from Jono, a Warsun from Josh, and I'm like, okay, so what is your aim here? Are you just really staying put, or are you going to attack me at some point? And anyway, long story short, we did end up, I did do a bit more of a preemptive strike. It moved in a little bit and all that kind of stuff, but mainly just to capture objectives, because that's the thing. I mean, obviously I want to try and win, have fun, and banter, and just have a good laugh, and that's it. But I think Jono takes my banter quite seriously in terms of, I'm like, oh, you know what, that ship's over there is looking a bit menacing, isn't it? And stuff. And John's like, he's going to attack me.
Yeah.
But I think Jono did say actually he's not going to play the University of Jolnar for a good number of games now because he wants to try out. He said he's not going to do it. He wants to try different things. And also Jono's strategy as well. You know full well what it is. He turtles up, tries to be friends with everyone, be as defensive, and then you research as much as possible, and then when it's his turn to try and strike out, then he will do. So, but I think he knows full well now that tactic doesn't really work for this game as such. You can do it, but he's basically been quite far away victory point wise in the last few games by doing that.
Yeah.
So I think now he said he's going to try and change the tactic a bit.
I kind of liked my the Arbor faction, the plants. I thought they were quite cool.
Yeah, to be honest, I was tempted to be those. I think Jono said next time he's going to be the pirates. It's a one that none of us have been yet.
Okay. Not the snake ones.
No, that's who I was. Nalu Collective. No, it's can't remember what they're called, but yeah, the pirate ones. It's kind of where whenever a trade happens, you get a chance to steal. So he's not going to be making many friends, but it's a way to try and change his own tactics in a way. So he's trying to force himself to, be a bit more aggressive because he's not that kind of player. So yeah, it might be a brand new faction as well that I've not played yet, or that we haven't even seen yet. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's on the 9th of April, so that'll be a good game.
That's going to be very cool.
And we've got 5 players as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Callum. Yeah, I don't think you met Callum yet, but Callum's playing as well.
I do not believe I have. I can't believe though that our Jono still managed to screw us over in that game that we played, where it was basically, we're not making any alliances with you. We're just going to attack you when we have the first opportunity.
Yeah.
No peace here.
No, well, that was a good game. That actually, it was me, you, and Jono. That wasn't it, where we just kind of went all in. That was a pretty good game. But then we had, I think it was it, what game was it now? Oh, I can't remember now. But no, it was a good game, though. Because I think last game was a bit tentative, and then we kind of went all in on action. And Jono and Josh attacked each other, and obviously I attacked each other and stuff. But I think now Jono's stopped me from winning the game 2 times.
Oof.
So I've won once, but then 2 other times Jono's prevented me from winning. One of them was when he took my homeworld. After him saying he wouldn't do it. And then obviously the very last
you know exactly when he says that he's not going to do something.
Exactly.
That is his plan. That's his end goal.
Exactly. And then what do you call it now? And then this other time was actually the last game we had, where I would have won if Jono didn't attack Megator Rex, and then basically defeated my fleet there. If he didn't defeat my fleet there, he chose who won the game then. So similar to last time where Josh won. I think Josh won both times because Jono basically sided with him to an extent.
Hmm.
And then I was like, So I think next game it might go quite punishing with him. It might be quite aggressive. Just put him on the back foot.
He has played a lot of his games like right down to the wire and tried to always. He knows roughly about like into like the 5th or 6th turn. He knows if he's going to win or not, and he just goes all in on helping whoever.
Yeah.
He fancies winning.
Yeah, I think he just focused quite a lot on research and other stuff and trading, and rather than objectives to an extent. Because I was like, that's creeping up objective wise. Me and Josh were like, creeping up kind of thing. We played to 14 points again. And Jono just like started to lag behind, but things though now he did say to us, because we've obviously talked about the game quite a few times now, but then he has said to us though he's starting to just enjoy playing the game now, because he's admitted fully about obviously everyone wants to win, of course, about being competitive and all that, but now he just enjoys playing the game, which is a good thing. It's the best way to be.
We need him to not be ultra competitive, because it's one of those games where you really do have to put a lot of effort into trying to win. You can't just accidentally win the game. No.
Although, to be honest, when one of the games when Josh won quite quickly, was none of us really. I can say this for sure. I did not take Josh seriously as a player to potentially win it, just because it was the second game, and I was like, does he know like strategy wise and all that stuff? Because I know he's good at strategy, but it's the second game, and I was like, I don't know. I was more focused on you and Jono in terms of building a fleet, make sure you guys were kind of outside my borders, and then all of a sudden Josh was like flying to Megator Rex. He's taking objectives, he's flying up the scoreboard, and I was like. I think all 3 of us were pretty much like, oh damn, we've got to do something.
we need to do something about this.
Yeah, of which we were just like a turn too late. So yeah, because I managed to defeat his fleets in his home world, but I didn't have the ground troops to take his home planet, and then obviously I think Jono managed to almost take Megator Rex or something like that after you attacked as well. So I think it's like. Yeah, mixed bag. But no, it's really good games.
It's also great, a thing of trying to capitalize on what people do. Like if you move your forces off Megator Rex or something to try and assist with stopping somebody else, and then it's like, do I now try to just go for Megator Rex?
No, exactly. It might be interesting as well to change up the places. Because normally we kind of have our set locations where we start. Like I'm bottom left, you're like, well, in my obviously perspective, Jono's top left, you're top right, Josh is bottom right. So if we just change places a bit, that might be interesting. But we'll see what happens with 5 players. Right.
I think 5 players is going to be really interesting because it's going to be a much bigger board.
Yeah, exactly, and it's going to be a lot more. I think alliances will form a bit quicker.
And between various people as well.
Yeah, well, this is it though, because I know Callum. Basically, I don't know. I think he's going to be quite close with. It depends on who he puts his trust in.
As long as it's not Jono, it's fine.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I mean, Josh can be similar in terms of like, you know, if an objective's in his way, then he'll take you regardless of an alliance or not. Because Josh is fundamentally known as a aggressive player, although he's definitely shown some restraint recently in these games. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think I'm known as an aggressive player now by Jono and Josh. I don't think I am. I'm not like, but the thing is, I'm not overly peaceful. I get that because I'm not like, oh, I just want to sit back and build ships, and I'm like, I'm going to build a fleet strong enough so if I do get attacked, then yeah, sure, I'm going to go all in. But at the same time, I'm still going to try and capture planets, and if you're in my way, then I'm going to try and obviously take it if I find a vulnerability. But
this is what I said to Jono last time when he was hanging out in one area and I went in and attacked his ships.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I told you that I wanted that area.
Yeah.
So, like, why did you send your ships there?
Well, I did something similar with I cut off part of his fleet by basically I pretended to take Megathol Rex from my fleet and moved it into Megathol Rex, and then I went next turn, then I went over to take over one of his planets instead. That basically had no defense, and then that then cut off a section of his fleet. So basically a section of his fleet was trapped between two of my fleets, and then another fleet was already occupied by Josh's fleet as well. So I was like, he kind of obviously got left isolated, but that's because it's going to be interesting how he plays next, to be honest. I'm going to be quite intrigued by that.
And who he plays next, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's going to play the pirate people, unless someone really wants to play them, but I think no one else will.
I don't know who I want to play next.
No,
I've gone for the trade faction, I've gone for the goblins, I've gone for the arbor, I've been for the what were they called now? The virus, the technovirus thing.
Oh, the necrovirus, yeah.
Yeah. Technovirus.
But I'll tell you what, though, I think
I'm not too sure who I want to play next.
I think, well, the Nalu Collective are I think they're really good. Just because, in a way, whereby their ability is to telepath. So, if a fleet goes into your location, you can then, if you want to, if you know it's losing battle, instead of, because when you play withdrawal, you have to have the battle and then withdraw. But with these guys, you spend a strategy token, and then you can pull your fleet out before there's any conflicts. So I used that, and I found it really useful before. And also, one of the best features of this army, which gives you a basically bonus for winning the game, in a way, is the initiative. So you always have initiative 0.
Yeah.
That's which you know full well, because I gave that to you at one point and used it right at the end, and then won the game.
You fool!
Well, that was early days, right? That was before actually truly knowing the game. I think it was the second game I had. Well, first proper game. I think the first game me and Jono had, we were on holiday, and it was pretty much just did vast majority of the rules wrong and everything else. But yeah, that was interesting. But no, they are a fun faction. But again, obviously just choose who you want. I'm still debating as well, to be honest.
It's a tough choice. With so many factions to choose from.
And we still haven't played them all yet either. So.
And there's the expansion.
Yeah. Well, this is it. And because I know full well we've got a committed 4 people with you, me, John, and Josh. If Callum plays, and he enjoys it, then obviously that's good to have an extra guy. And then I think I've got another person who may be willing to give it a go. I have tried to get him for this game, but he's basically he can't make it because he's well, again, kid. But yeah, but he did say he's going to try and make a game. So again, potentially 6-player. Who knows?
Sounds very cool.
Yeah, and then if we all kind of like it, then I might go for the expansion then, because then you have even more factions, and then on the ground, instead of just troops, you also have these Titan things as well, but that's another thing altogether. Right, I think, Sarah, I don't know about you, but I am absolutely wiped. So
yeah, I've got work tomorrow. So
yeah, cool. I'll wrap it up then. So again, thank you all for joining in chat and sticking with us throughout this epic session of Hobby Hangout, an hour and 50 minutes. But no, honestly, thank you all for stopping by. Don't forget to obviously drop a like, obviously comment on the video and all that good stuff. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. And obviously, if you haven't subscribed already and you are brand new, consider subscribing, because we have many cool content in terms of board games and Warhammer, obviously, and Hobby Hangouts, of course. So yeah, I hope you all have a good evening, good night, good morning, and wherever time you actually watch this video. Take care all, and don't forget, let the dice tell the story. Bye.
bye.
Bye.